My God, something about that music just sends me to another level. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show with my co-host, the one and only brandologist, Yolanda. What's up?
How you doing, babe? Brand amazing. I'm doing brand amazing.
We're going to talk about that brand amazing and the new podcast that you're about to launch and all kind of other wonderful things in the next 45 minutes of the show. But we're going to start off on a really positive note like we always do. We happen to showcase some of the best talent in some of the best, believe it or not. It's like, how do people come out of these things to overcome adversities? And we actually have someone on the show that's going to talk to us about that. Yolanda, I'm going to let you take over on this.
Absolutely. I am excited to be here. We have a young lady who, I'm telling you, is not only beautiful, not only intelligent, but she's going to serve as a positive inspiration for so many. Her name is Mallory Moore, and she is the 92nd Miss Tennessee State University. Yes, I know you're wondering what that is. Mallory, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Mallory.
Hi.
We're excited to have you. When you shared that with me, that was immediate for me as a brand therapist. I'm a brand therapist, so I'm a personal branding expert. And when you said that, you said the 92nd Miss Tennessee State. I'm like, girl, that was their $1 million minute. What does that mean? Can you tell our viewers?
The 92nd Miss Tennessee State University. It's only 92. I'm now a part of the utmost and finest legacy. There are 31 Mr. Tennessee State Universities and 81 SGA presidents. So that means that Miss Tennessee State was the foundation before others would have come. So I'm very excited to be a part and actually get to network and meet other people that were in the same position as I was and sharing the same stories that I had to share with my students.
Absolutely. That is exciting. So, I mean, given the COVID environment, did you guys get into full pageantry? Can you kind of tell us how that sort of the events evolved and unfolded, if you will?
Yes, so campaign week was about 2 weeks ago. It's called Student Election Commission. So basically everyone that's running for a position, whether that's sophomore class president, Mr. Sophomore, treasurer, all of that, everyone across the board for new leadership positions for the 81st administration, they basically, come up with a campaign, and it got to be the best campaign because you're showcasing yourself. Like, this is basically you putting your reputation on the line to show what you can bring to Tennessee State University. And this year we're going back. This is the return of going back in person. So this is a really big year for us since we were a year in COVID. So this is really, what can you really bring to the university and not really BS the position. So I was a part of the 80th administration, and I was a queen during COVID. So I'm really excited that I'll be able to actually branch out and get to meet students, because a lot of students are coming back now that we're 100% back in person. But back to the week. The week consists of, the first day is presentation of candidates. So basically your promo video. My promo video is on Instagram if y'all want to go check it out.
We will be going there, trust me.
My campaign was Our Turn. I based it off Little Baby of his album of My Turn. I knew that would catch attention because my whole platform was basically everything from that album. Even the events was the names of the song from the album. So it was just, I put it very well together so people would know automatically, oh, our turn. It's our turn to continue the legacy of scholarship, leadership, and service. My last name is Moore, so I said More for TSU. So Our Turn and More for TSU is my slogan the whole week. You weren't gonna forget. We're doing More for TSU, making opportunities open to retain excellence.
Mallory, how did you wind up picking your your helpers, your supporting cast to guide you through this?
Your campaign
really
stash.
Your campaign stash. Thank you, Yolanda.
That was really the hard part because everything has to be confidential and, you know, people want to see you lose. So basically, I had like 6 people on the inside of my campaign, and then I had my campaign team. I had 81 people on my campaign team, and some of them were my line sisters, some of them were my brothers. I'm part of Alpha Kappa Psi Professional Business Fraternity. So like it was just a mixture of both. And then some people that I cheered with, you know, it's just a mixture of everyone that are active on campus and who are actually on campus, and some that were at home, because since this campaign was 100% virtual, you had to look good on social media. I mean, if your stuff wasn't appealing, why would I vote for you?
Right.
That's why that Instagram is popping.
Yeah.
Jason, can we pull up some pictures on that Instagram?
Some pictures up from my campaign if you scroll.
That's exciting. Well, you know what? It sounds very clever. I like that. You know, you literally had a branding campaign using the Our Baby and the More. You know, More for TSU. That's incredible. You said something that was kind of interesting to me and caught me, and I'm going to back up a second, because when you think about who you are as an individual, let's go back a little bit and talk about, you know, maybe where you came from, how you got to TSU, what was life like, and so forth, because you seem like you're very involved. I heard you say cheer. I heard her say part of sorority. You know, I mean, so you've got some things going on.
And part of Little Baby too. Remember?
Yeah. But before, how did you get there? Let's talk about how did you get to TSU?
So Tennessee State University, it was not my first choice. I honestly wanted to go to a PWI. I wanted to go to the University of Alabama. And my mom was like, you know, this was when like HBCU's always been the thing. But like my particular year, it was like HBCUs was really like on the rise, like going to an HBCU. So my mom was like, just take a visit to TSU. I wanted to go there when I was your age, and my grandparents wouldn't let her go there because it was too far. And so I went the summer going into my senior year. I was still undecided, and I went, and they say when you know, you fall in love, and I fell in love. I've always loved Nashville because my dad took me to an SEC tournament, so I've always loved the city, but TSU is in the heart of Nashville. So it's like, I just put 2 and 2 together and I fell in love with it. They sold me. I don't know. It was just instant. It wasn't even that long into the tour before I knew. You
knew. So when you think about it though, didn't you go to a private school? Did you go to a private school? Was that a predominantly white school or?
I went to a public, predominantly white school.
Oh, a public, predominantly white. So what was that transition like then, going from a predominantly white school to a predominantly all black university?
I feel as though my public high school, it kind of set me up for this, as crazy as that may sound. I always felt like I was the token black girl. I was the black girl that cheered I was the only black girl who cheered. And so I just had a mindset that I wanted to continue to be like an impact. Like I feel like I was kind of like an impact in my city, because now it's like it's a lot of black girls who cheer that went to my school, and it was just me at one point. So that's really all I have to say. I mean, I went through a lot in my public high school, but I feel like TSU was just like the best decision ever. If I went to a PWI college, I feel like I would not be as successful.
Okay, so what's a PWI?
Share with the viewers the PSI and what it's like being in that situation, because my daughter had the same experience, being pretty much the 1 out of 2 African Americans on the thing. Did you live a code of silence, or with your parents? Did you even share with them maybe some of the impacts that you was having in that school, and what was their response to that? Or did you keep it silent and say, I'm gonna just write it out myself?
I feel like I was silent like in middle school and like maybe up until like my freshman year of high school. My dad always knew what was going on. My mom didn't, because like I take after my dad. Like we're the same person. We have the same mentality. So when I would tell stuff to my mom, I feel like she would just like brush it off. It's okay. Like, you know, just do what you're supposed to do. But in my head, I'm like, no, I'm going to make sure you know how I feel. Like I'm very open. Right. I don't sugarcoat anything. So like if somebody disrespects me in school, I'm going to let you know you disrespect me. Like I used to get in trouble. I wouldn't say a lot, but like you basically knew I was like the one who was going to let you know. Like, what it was and what it wasn't.
Well, good for you, because you taking up for yourself. I mean, and in full transparency, the best way for people to know how to treat you is for you to tell them, right? You got to teach people how to treat you. That's just important in life overall.
What do you do now? What do you do now that you had this impact? Do you go back to the school? Do you reach out to other kids that maybe been in that same situation? Because if you live the code of silence, my daughter lived the code of silence, something has to happen. And I believe that it may come from individuals like yourself going back to your alma mater or your roots and saying, look, you know, maybe there's a time for a change here.
Well, I don't talk to anybody from high school. I maybe talk to one or two people. That's sad, but I don't. And it really happened to me not talking to anybody when the George Floyd, when we were going through that. And I feel it's like I was just starting to see a lot of things. I had unfollowed everybody. I have a YouTube channel that's called the Mallory Moore Show. I basically spoke on how I felt in my experiences at Thompson High School. And, you know, that kind of like, you know, that just, you know, made it kind of weird. So, because I said what I had to say on a public platform and it got a lot of views. So really, when that happened, I don't talk to anybody, but a lot of people that do go to Thompson High School, a lot of black and white individuals still follow me. They still keep up with me. And I haven't been back since like my freshman year of college, but the girl reached out to me. They have like a newsroom at Thompson High School, like a THS-TV, basically that sets you up for like journalism and you want to do like the news and stuff. And she reached out to me and asked me would I come back and do an interview on campus. So I've been contemplating if I want to do it. I will do it because I'm about to go home in like a week or so. So I think that'll be great for me just to, you know, go on campus because I know that I'll probably be like, they'll probably try to show like, oh, Thompson High School student, Miss Tennessee State University. I know they'll probably like do stuff like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
They'll highlight it, but more importantly is for you to show up so that you can show other young ladies who look like you that, you know what, you can come out of this situation and continue to thrive. I think that's the big message there. And speaking of thriving, let's talk about that because you're wearing a crown for the next year. You know, how exciting is that? You know, you have a platform. Let's talk about it. What are you going to do or what are your plans in terms of really, you know, fulfilling this year and being able to have an impact on people?
Are you reading my mind? Because that was my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? That might be because we work together a lot. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mallory. You can answer it.
What I plan to do as the 92nd Miss Tennessee State University, the first thing on my list is creating Shadowing a Tiger, which would be a mentorship program. So the next class is TSU 25, and undergraduates like me will sign up for the mentorship program, and they will basically take on with them their first year. You will show them everywhere. You will show them the ropes, and you will be that mentor for them. So if they need to go get groceries, if they want to be taken around Nashville, you would be that person. Because as a student coming in my freshman year, I didn't have a mentor. And I feel like a lot of people did have mentors, but I didn't know anybody that was previously going to Tennessee State. So I was kind of, you know, learning my way around when I really felt like I could have had somebody that could have helped me. So I want to create that program so for the incoming freshmen, so they know the ins and outs, who's going to keep it real like me. So I've already kind of shared that with the students during my campaign. So people that undergraduates that sign up for the mentorship program, you would basically have to be that person. Like you would be their parent away from home.
So Mallory, I got a question to ask you. You guys are definitely a different generation right now. And you mentioned something about the way the George Floyd and how it impacted. What's the response on the black campus with all of this tension that we're dealing with?
Well, actually, I wasn't on campus at the time, but they have a lot of protests that they still do in Nashville. We partner up with FISC, Vanderbilt Black Students, Belmont, NTSU. It's a lot of colleges around, so we'll just all kind of go together. They have a lot of stuff like that we talk about. And I feel like since then in the classroom, the black teachers talk more on it, like English teachers and stuff like that, and history, if you take African-American studies. I mean, it's well aware, you know what's going on, and international students know that's going on, and we do have like a small population of white people, and they know what's going on. So it's always being known around the city.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are a more woke generation. Does that make sense?
Very much.
Yes. So I think you have expectations about how you think things need to play out. You're very much more aware of not only what's happening, but the community in which you live and the world in which we live in. Can you speak on that a little bit? Because this is different. When we saw how polarized literally the nation came together, and even the world, when through the George Floyd murder, it was just incredible to see so many people come together of all races, all ethnicities, but it was a lot of young people. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I will say my generation, it's just like, it's not like I don't give a, like, I don't care, but it's like, you're going to make sure whatever is being said or whatever needs to be told. I mean, it just takes a tweet on Twitter. And I will say that's what I love about our generation. You're going to make sure you know what's going on. You're going to make sure that you know what you did to me and how you made me feel.
So let me ask.
Hey, Daddy!
Her dad just showed up.
Somebody just walked in. I think it's Pops.
Yes, Mr. Ed Moore has joined us in the building.
So,
hey, darling, how are you?
So, Mallory, we talked a little bit about your schooling and the accomplishments. Tell me more about the guy that's sitting next to me. Your parents and their role into your choices right now.
My parents have always stuck by me. My dad, we're the same person. I take my mentality after him. So, like, one thing I've always taken from my dad, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. If we're not gonna do it for real, let's not do it. I'm very big on, if we all the way in, 100%. Like, I told my dad, like, what I want to do when I came to TSU, and I told him I want to run from his TSU after my sophomore year when my cheer coach had confronted me and my parents about running. And I didn't even want to run for real, but my dad has always had his faith in me, and we just work. It's just gonna always work. And anything that I put my mind to, I do it. Everything that I want to do at Tennessee State University, I've done it. And anything else that I want to do, I'm sure I will accomplish it because I have faith in myself.
All right, girl. Confidence is key. Let me tell you, from the branding expert, if you know who you are, that's half the battle. So what are you gonna be when you grow up?
My major is health science with a concentration in occupational therapy and a minor in business. I didn't want to major in business because I love to help people, and I had a bad wreck my senior year and I had to go through therapy. So that's why I decided to go into occupational therapy. I'm applying for the program next semester, but I also want to get my master's in business with a concentration in supply chain. So whoever accepts me first, that's the route I'll go. And I do want to do that at Tennessee State University. I don't want to go anywhere else.
Sound like you got your life in order, ready to go.
I mean, I'm over here speechless. I think at that age I might have been considered a slacker.
Don't get too speechless, because we got the man in the house, Mr. Ed Moore. What's going on, big guy?
Hey, man, everything's good. Thank you guys for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Ed, we talked about doing this program, and we're dedicating the next two to your state. Alabama, and the things that you've brought to the city of Birmingham, and the things that your daughter is now bringing to a different generation. Tell me more about Ed Moore.
Ed Moore. Ed Moore is a dreamer, and my thing is, the day you stop dreaming is the day you stop living.
Ooh-wee.
So if there's something
Hashtag
dream on.
If there's something that you want to do it. Put your mind to it and be consistent with it. And in time, everything will definitely fall in play for you.
Now, we met crazy. We're working out in the gym, and we just completely hit it off. And
correct.
I remember you said you started out. We won't get into what you do right now. We're gonna start from the young guy selling cars.
Started selling cars. Well, actually, when I got out of college, I went to work for Candid Computers.
Okay.
And from there, I went to Andre Computer Systems, selling many mainframes. So back in the early mid-'80s, the margins had fell out as far as computer sales and all that. So I started selling cars and was very successful at it. I was actually a secondary finance manager.
Okay.
And, I woke up one morning, I said, look, if I can work this hard for somebody else,
why not do it for me?
Why not do it for me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So at that point, I teamed up with a friend out of Chicago, and we purchased a print shop.
Okay.
And we started doing direct mail for automobile dealerships throughout the country. And we had like 64 accounts. And when my daughter was a baby, the majority of those accounts were in the state of Washington,
Right.
in Seattle. And I was spending 2 weeks a month for almost 2 years out there.
Away from home?
Away from home. And that was hard, but it worked out. And shortly after that, after 3 years of doing that, the automobile industry went under.
Wow.
And so at that point, you got to readjust, and that's what we did.
We're doing this segment about Alabama and the reinsertion of a time that Alabama has seen, from civil rights movements to, what did we talk about, Yolanda? The tragedy of 7 murders in 7 days. And I mean, and you're coming up. Tell me a little bit more of what it was like in Alabama for you.
Well, I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama, North Alabama. And Huntsville is a high-tech city, as we all know. I would be in my backyard and see the space shuttle on piggybacking a 747.
Right.
That's something you don't see every day,
Right.
especially coming up as a kid. But I moved to Birmingham about 30 years ago. And Birmingham's a great city. Just like any city, with growth, you're going to have the murder rate go up. And I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, they had like 7 murders in 7 days.
7 days, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary, especially when you have young kids.
Right.
And I think that a lot of that has to do with this pandemic, that we're going through. And you got to look at circumstances that these young kids are being brought up under. And the sad part about it's all of them happen in the black community.
Yeah, desperation breeds, a lot of destruction, unfortunately.
It does, and that's not a good thing, especially at this day and time.
Your company. Tell me a little bit about the companies that you have and the impact that you're bringing with these companies. Not only are you an innovator, but you also are allowing jobs to flourish not only in Alabama but throughout the Midwest and hopefully throughout the United States, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's the goal. Actually, I got to be back in Cincinnati tomorrow. We're hiring. I got 2 other people to put on board with Arrival 2020, and in the state of Alabama, I've had as many as 8 crews, whereas you have your Latinos, you have your African Americans, and you have your Caucasian workers. And I have crews that consist of all of them. And one thing I want to push for, as far as hiring my people to work for me, is making sure that they're paid well. And if they're paid well, they're going to come to work every day and do you a good job. They're representing you. They're representing your company. And I feel like starting out paying them great and continue to pay them great and give them raises on a regular basis, they're going to be loyal to me.
Right.
I have employees that's been with me for over 10 years from day one. And
so you have 3 businesses. You have a construction business.
Right.
And then you have your
distribution company, which is VPI Commercial.
Yes, and then the 2020 Arrival 2020. Yes.
Tell us about the Arrival 2020 real quick.
I started that company last year in Cincinnati, and it started out with a bang, and it's banging. It's going great right now. It's a merchant service company, and if you're a business owner, this is going to benefit you greatly. Back in 2014, the merchants got together and sued the major credit card companies, and the merchants won. They won a $6 billion class action lawsuit, whereas all the major credit card companies had to turn around and pay the merchants
for all those exorbitant fees that they were charging.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I check my
your bank statement.
You have to. I mean,
Yeah.
really. So shortly after that, the U.S. Senate got together and passed the Dick-Durbin Amendment. And what that amendment does, it requires each state to be a merchant pass state. So if I want to pay for your services using plastic, I have to pay my own fees. Mm-hmm. You're no longer liable being a business owner. Why should you have to pay for somebody to get points on their credit cards to get a free hotel room?
And you thought of all this just out of thin air. I'm going to start this.
Well, I actually got a phone call from a friend of mine in New York.
Okay.
And he was asking me he's in banking, and he was like, you should consider getting off into merchant services. And I said, and I thought about it for about 30 days. And we talked some more, and eventually I went ahead and jumped on board with it. I'm glad I did. I mean, we're saving companies anywhere from $10,000 to over $100,000 a year.
Just in fees.
Just in fees.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're a small business, you need to save every dime possible.
Absolutely. We try to reinvest. So it sounds like to me that you're extremely diversified in your businesses. This is a smart deal. So one industry goes down, you still good.
Well, my granddaddy told me years ago, don't ever put all your eggs in one basket.
One basket.
I mean,
you listening,
done.
Mallory? You hear this?
Don't ever do that. So, yeah, you definitely want to diversify, for sure.
That's amazing. And so when you think about COVID, COVID happened and shook a whole lot of businesses, a whole lot of companies. Mm-hmm. How did you manage to still maintain during this period of time? Well, with my construction company in Birmingham, we're so settled in. That's my city. Mm-hmm. And the people there will ride with you, you know. And so construction continued to flow, not on a larger scale before the pandemic, but with VPI, we started distributing PPE. There you go.
And with Rival 2020, everybody's trying to save money.
Right.
So we really didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, you could hit a coming and going. And if you think about it, I think to the audience, what is clear here is the entrepreneurial spirit that Mr. Moore Ed, he told me not to call him Mr. Moore, but what he's exhibiting is you have to be able to pivot when the environment shifts. Don't sit there and think you're going to just ride a wave, evolve with the wave. I mean, that's the key here. That's the key.
Hashtag brandologist.
I got to throw the tidbits in because it's all about educating, right? And
he's on the road today.
Yeah. But it's all about educating because
Correct.
that's key. That's a key thing that you just said that makes a lot of sense to me, And when you think about really helping other people, I know we talked a little bit about it, and you said you'd like to give some insights to some of the business owners on how they can boost income because people are missing a huge piece of the pie.
They are, and everyone that I speak with, just like Andre, questions he was asking me when we initially met, I pretty much do the same thing, and I encourage people. If you're in business, and it's going to depend on what type of business it is, to register your company with Systems Awards Management. That's SAM. That's the government. Mm-hmm. And when nobody else is doing business, the government is doing business. Don't be afraid to do business with the government. That's just gravy that'll keep your head above water.
Or if you can't beat them, you join them.
You join them. And the good thing about it, their money is good.
And they pay.
I mean, we've had contracts with them where they paid us all the money up front before we even deliver product.
There you go.
Now, talk to me about, I was really excited. You got another business venture that has to do with sanitation and keeping us somewhat safe from the COVID.
Well, that's part of VPI.
Okay.
And VPI commercial. Right as we speak, we're building disinfectant chambers in Huntsville, Alabama. Just say if you go to an event, an arena or whatever, with thousands and thousands of people, or just a city hall downtown.
Well, you guys getting ready to have the World Games, right?
Getting ready to have the World Games in 2021.
Okay, so your product's going to be featured there.
I'm hoping to get it there. We're working on it right as we speak.
They will be there.
I hope so. But this chamber it pushes out fog. So when you walk through that fog, through this little small chamber, which is 5 by 8, it disinfects your whole body of 99.9% of the germs. even kills the coronavirus. So
Wow.
once you walk into a place where there's massive people, you'll feel, it's a sense of security.
Absolutely.
You know, you'll feel good about being there.
So tell me, Ed, I mean, you know, me and you talk almost every day, at least once a week.
Right.
Tell the viewers the deepest struggle that you had. You clearly this isn't an overnight success. Tell me about some of the people that really made an impact in your life to be where you're at today, and then maybe some of the hard times that you clearly looked at it and go, man, you know, what am I going to do here?
Oh, it's simple. You just got finished talking with her. You know,
Look, she's just smiling.
I mean, I grew up with 3 brothers, you know, no father. You don't want your child to go through what you go through. And, you know, other races, they produce generational money for their kids.
Mm-hmm. We don't.
We don't. And if we can't do it, we can at least get it started.
There you go.
And that's what drives me. I want her to be able to have a much better life than I've had.
Why do you think that we as minorities, as a culture, have a difficult time generating money? Is it because we want it right now, fast, or
fast money?
Yeah,
fast money. You go back to Arrival. I'm talking with business owners. Well, we don't want to do that. We like getting cash. You know, cash is pretty much obsolete now.
I was going to say, nobody's carrying cash.
Yeah, you got Bitcoins around the corner.
Yes.
And we tend to get our money and blow it instead of putting it away, putting it in the bank and investing it. And good money is going to take a long time to make. Easy come, easy go. But if it takes a long time to make, you're going to keep it a long time.
You know what? I like what Les Brown said. If you do what's hard today, your life will be easy. Because, see, people don't want to make the sacrifices, right?
Say that again, because you know what? I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
If you can't do what?
If you do what's hard today, life will be easy.
And you know what? I ask myself that every day dealing with people. I'm like,
don't want to grind. People don't want to
don't want to grind.
Don't grind.
Nobody's going to give you anything.
No. And there's 2 other things to when we think about that generational wealth too. You know, we didn't have access to a lot of things because they would not allow us to have certain things. That let's be clear about that too.
Yeah,
now,
no doubt. I agree.
It wasn't to us. And then somehow when we had an opportunity to get our hands on a little something, we became the #1 consumer of goods. You guys, you go buy these Gucci bags. Oops, I got stuff too, but I got it because I can afford it. That's the difference. I can afford it. I can pay cash for it. But when you can't and you're buying these things that have zero value, no return. If you want to spend your money, go buy some real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go buy something that
Then we just talk about that. I watched the NFL draft. And a guy walked out with a
watch.
with $1 million watch.
$1 million watch. You know,
Wow.
that is probably worth little than nothing. He would be good to be able to get 1/3 of his money back. But it's a mindset shift, right? But we have to educate. We have to educate and continue to educate. And I will tell people this, you know, back in the day, we have what I call limiting beliefs. This is when grandmama told you money don't grow on trees, you better stuff that money, hide that money, hold that money. We stuffing it under pillowcases and mattresses and things like this.
Oh, hold down.
Nobody has ever become wealthy saving money. You become wealthy investing money.
Then I better go home because I literally, this is no lie.
Go get it from under the mattress.
I wish I had to put it there, but it's no lie. I come in here, I was looking for the money I put up. I hid it so good I hid it from myself. And I'm sitting here as we talking going, what the heck did I do with that money? But anyway, you've done a lot of stuff. You're bringing a lot of stuff. You're bringing a lot of jobs into the United States is what I call it, because I see a bigger picture just like you do. Your daughter is on the show. Tell me about your daughter and you guys' relationship.
You know, at times you think they don't listen to you. But they do. Yeah. I remember back 10, 15 years ago with my construction company on Saturdays, she would be with me all day, every day. Okay? And, you know, we'll go from house to house to house signing contracts. And, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music. And, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my old school music, you know, and, you know, I like my o I didn't realize how big of impact my old school music had on her until she was about 17.
Which artist? The Whispers?
Bill Withers came on. Lovely Day.
Oh my goodness!
And she said, "Oh, that's my song."
And knew all the words.
Yeah, I said, "Oh man, really?" You know, but no, we have a great relationship. She definitely listens. She may not let you know that she's listening, but she does. She knows if there's anything she needs as far as advice or anything, I'm here for. You know,
that's a beautiful thing. You know, that's a beautiful thing, and I think that we want more families to be involved and have close relationships and pay attention, so you can too take over daddy's businesses, honey, because that's called generational wealth. It can keep it going, then your children can keep doing it, and you can fix somebody on the side with some PT and OT too, but you pay attention to what's going on over here, because I'm telling you, a lot of times we don't have the opportunities, and when we have the opportunities, we just want to make sure we maximize them. It's so critical. And tell your friends and your friends' friends. Start some businesses. You guys have the world at your fingertips today. Technology is your friend. And
you ain't jiving.
Man,
you got friends that live in Australia,
man,
Brazil.
I tell you, it's about them connections. You know, it's this much of what you know. You got 20% of what you truly know.
That's right.
The other 80% is who you know. And who you in connection with, who you build relationships with. And I'm not talking about a like and a share. I'm talking about seriously engage with people, get to know people, help them understand you, tell your story. Because when people feel like you fit and they feel like you belong, what do I say, Andre? Those are the people that will sponsor you. They'll pay you. They'll loan you money. They'll marry you. They'll, you know.
She's a
promote
she's
you.
Hashtag Brentology. That's why she's here. I just listen. That's why she's here, because I be listening. Okay. So Ed, tell me what the future holds. What's the big vision now moving forward? And let me say why you're here. Thank you for being one of our sponsors, head sponsors for the Andre The Beast Show and the newest show, the brand. Hey, it's great. I like, almost like Yolanda said, you want to hitch your wagon to somebody that knows what they're doing.
Oh, by far.
And tell me, the viewers, what's next for you? Because you got so many things going. What's the future? I'm going to go even deeper. Give me 5 years. Where are we going to see E Moore?
5 years?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get in the hotel business.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Especially after...
I don't doubt it.
Well, especially after going in... Well, since she's been in school in Nashville, it's amazing how that place has boomed.
Oh, my goodness.
And if you put the numbers down as far as the money to be made, as far as being in the hospitality business, it's big. And you think about once this pandemic ends, you know, more people are going to be working from home. That's one thing this pandemic has done.
Right.
When Google decided to lay off 200,000 people, well, not lay them off, but send them home to work.
Yeah. Not coming back.
Their profits went through the roof.
Yep.
They're not coming back. So you're going to have people with a lot more money in their pocket. It's looking to go out of town, vacation.
Yep.
Restaurants, hotels.
There's something you talked about. Explain to me the difference between Huntsville and Birmingham, because we're going to have on the show next, I want you to stick around, your good friend, the former mayor. Tell me the difference between Huntsville and Birmingham and the cultural divide. Is there a cultural divide between two, economically and non-economically?
Oh, yeah, there's a big cultural divide there. You know, Huntsville is made up of people from all over the world. You got a military base there. You actually got two different Huntsvilles, you ask me. I mean, people that's been there all their lives.
And then the transplants.
Yep.
And they're from all over the world. And, yeah, it's a big difference as far as income, as far as the average individual in Huntsville compared to Birmingham.
Well, you got a lot of NASA action down there, right?
It's a
with
ton
the space programs and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mallory, do you see yourself going back to your hometown, your roots, to make any type of impact there? You can say whatever you want. Your dad's not going to say nothing.
I feel as though I can make an impact wherever I'm at. So if that means me going back to Birmingham, which I don't see, then that means that. But I can see myself living here in Nashville or even Dallas.
Why
Yes,
Dallas?
The
Why
Big
Dallas?
D, girl.
Why Dallas?
It's my
Mallory?
town.
I don't know. I feel like that'll be just something new and fresh, and it seems like it's fun to live there. So,
Well, it's cowboy country. You know, it's got to be.
Hey, I lived in Nashville before it boomed, and I liked it then. I went back a couple years ago, and
It's
you're
crazy.
right. I was like, this is a whole different world. I went over there. The
It's
house
crazy.
that I had I was probably in my late 20s.
Was that the house that we went to see you in when we were young?
Probably.
Yeah.
And that house, I don't know, maybe I bought it for 90 or 100.
What part of town?
This was in Hermitage at this
Okay.
time, because I used to be out in Bellevue, and then went to Brentwood, and then bought a house in because I like land, so I
Right.
kind of got a country vibe to me, but I'm a city girl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Nashville brings that.
It does. But anyway, shoot. I wish I'd have held on to it. That house right now is $400 and something thousand. That would have been a quadruple return on my investment. So
Hold on to the house you got now.
the people that live there now that literally say they cannot move, they cannot sell if they sell their home, they cannot buy something else
For that
for the money, because it's skyrocketed.
Correct.
It is. It's just booming. So no matter where you live, I am certain you'll have an impact. You have a lovely daughter. It's
Thank
just
you.
been a pleasure speaking with her. Her head is on straight. I mean, she's got her brand amazing thing going on. I love it, and I do believe you're going to make an impact. I want you just to keep your head straight and narrow, because there's a lot of distractions in life, but keep forward. I think you're vocal. You don't mind speaking your mind. You'll be transparent, and you will do well, because that is the 92nd Miss Tennessee State
University.
Look, she just
I like
left
that.
me totally
The
speechless here.
92nd.
Ed,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, I don't want you to go nowhere, but before we wrap up, we've gone through so much and you've seen so much. And Yolanda, we've seen so much. Mallory is young. They a whole new way of thinking. Leave the viewers with something so impactful that when they get done listening to this podcast, they go, "Wow, that's a guy I want to meet."
Well, I think I said it from the beginning. If there's something out there you definitely want, don't stop dreaming. Keep pushing forward. Like I said, the day you stop dreaming is the day you stop living. And there's so many opportunities out here. You just got to position yourself. And once those stars align, you be ready, and everything will fall in place for you. For sure.
There you go. Be ready. So,
ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Andre the Beast Show. I like to thank Mallory, Miss TSU 92nd for being on.
There you go.
We're going to have you come back. Hey, guys, don't forget, Mallory, how can the viewers contact you for support and any other activities you may be doing? You can share your social media pages, your platforms. Tell us how we can reach you.
You can follow me on Instagram, MALL.MOORE. You can follow my YouTube channel, and that's called The Mallory Moore Show.
Mallory Moore Show. There you have it.
Tell the viewers how they can contact you and your services. And naturally, you might be even hiring, too, because you just opened up some new plants, right?
Yes. You can contact us at www.more3c.com or 205-506-4300.
Say that again. 205-506-4300. 4300. You heard it right here on the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.
That he's supposed to start beating his chest now.
Beast mode. Beast mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Andre the Beast Show. Tune in next time for another exciting episode.